What if I told you the future isn't coming? It's already here. A robot that cooks your burger in seconds, a car that drives on ceilings, a motorcycle that flies. These aren't sci-fi dreams anymore. They're real innovations changing our world right now. The line between imagination and reality is vanishing. Ready to see technologies that will blow your mind? What would you do if you could ride the skies tomorrow? VOLONAUT Airbike. The VOLONAUT Airbike is absolutely mind-blowing. Just imagine, a flying motorcycle powered by jets that can hit speeds of 200 kilometers per hour. And this isn't some far-off dream waiting for years of testing. It's almost ready for market. What would you do with a single-seater aircraft you control with your body and joysticks? Hover in place? Spin a complete 360 degrees in midair? All possible with the Airbike. The secret sauce? Carbon fiber materials and cutting-edge 3D printing technology make it 7 times lighter than regular motorcycles. That's the difference between carrying a backpack full of textbooks versus one with just a notebook inside. Want to be among the first to ride the skies? You'll need to keep your eyes glued to VOLONAUT's social media for the release date. Would you brave the open air on a flying motorcycle? The future of personal transportation might just be overhead. Hero Prosthetic Bionic Hand. Have you ever seen a hand crawl by itself toward an object? It sounds like something from a horror movie, but it's actually revolutionary medical technology. The Hero Prosthetic Bionic Hand works completely detached from its owner while still following their commands. How? Through wireless electrodes that pick up muscle signals from the skin. When you flex, the hand responds, even from a distance. Not just a cool party trick. This bionic hand is seriously capable. It can lift objects weighing up to 26 kilograms. That's like carrying a small child or a heavy suitcase. The battery lasts an entire day on a single charge, so no worries about your hand shutting down mid-task. Perhaps most impressive is its weight. At just 548 grams, it's the lightest model available, about as heavy as a small laptop. For people who've lost hands, this technology doesn't just restore function, it brings independence. Electric McMary. Spilling pure cars driving on walls only happen in action movies, right? Not anymore. The electric McMary, spilling pure, is breaking the laws of physics by literally driving on ceilings. What's the magic behind this seemingly impossible feat? Underneath the car sit powerful fans that spin at mind-numbing speeds, up to 23,000 rotations per minute. These fans create 2 metric tons of downforce, essentially pushing the car against whatever surface it's on, even when that surface is above it. The really crazy part? These fans work even when the car isn't moving. The manufacturers proved it by mounting the car on a special rig, turning on the fans and watching it stick to the ceiling. Performance-wise, this hypercar is a beast. It corners faster than Formula One race cars and accelerates from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in just 1.5 seconds. Faster than you can say its full name. It's already smashed records on the legendary Top Gear test track. What would you do with a car that defies gravity? Pulsar Fusion's Sunbird. Want to visit Mars? Currently, it takes about 21 months to get there. Pack a lot of snacks and the entertainment for that trip. But what if we could cut that journey down to just 2 or 3 months? That's exactly what Pulsar Fusion aims to do with their prototype called Sunbird. A fusion-powered space tug that could revolutionize space travel. The engine specs sound like science fiction. It generates thrust of 450 tons, more powerful than a single Falcon rocket engine. It produces up to 2 megawatts of power, outperforming the entire solar array on the International Space Station. Unlike traditional engines, Sunbird's design doesn't need bulky shielding or complex cooling systems, making it surprisingly compact. This means we could not only reach Mars much faster, but potentially even travel to distant planets like Jupiter. Feeling like an interplanetary explorer? You'll need some patience. Orbital tests are scheduled to begin in 2027, but soon after, humanity might take its next giant leap in space exploration. Where would you go if traveling to other planets became as common as international flights? Zone Motion Exoskeleton. Imagine losing the ability to walk, then getting it back through technology that practically reads your mind. The Zone Motion Exoskeleton is making this reality for people with spinal cord injuries. What makes this exoskeleton special It balances itself without requiring hand controls. You just think about walking and it walks. It's only the second exoskeleton in the world with that self-balancing ability and the first that truly mimics natural leg movement. So natural, in fact, that users can even dance while wearing it. Yes, dance. The freedom it offers goes beyond basic mobility. The zone motion fits people between 1.5 and 2 meters tall, supporting weights up to 100 kilograms. And with hot swappable batteries, there's no downtime waiting for a recharge. The first unit was purchased by a rehabilitation center in Calgary, Canada, with the creators actively seeking collaborations with medical and robotics researchers. How would your life change if technology could restore abilities you thought were lost forever? Flexiva interactive hologram technology. Remember those scenes in sci-fi movies where characters move holograms with their hands? That technology exists now thanks to Flexiva. This breakthrough lets you not only touch holograms, but shape them with your fingers, rotating, zooming, and swiping just like you would with a physical object. The system works through flexible ribbons that vibrate at incredible speeds, up to 2,880 times per minute, synchronized perfectly with a projector. Advanced algorithms ensure the hologram stays intact no matter which angle you're viewing from. Interacting with these holograms is lightning fast, 30% faster than using specialized 3D mice. The developers even created a special laser pointer called Pointer that solves a common problem. When you point a regular laser at a hologram, you get a line instead of a dot. Imagine doctors examining 3D scans by physically manipulating them in midair, or museum visitors picking up and exploring holographic artifacts. The technology that once seemed centuries away is here now. What would you create if you could shape light with your bare hands? Glide Autonomous Guide. For those who can't see the world, navigating it just got easier. Glide is the first autonomous smart guide that works like a hybrid between a white cane and a guide dog. Using cutting-edge AI, navigation systems, and robotics, Glide helps blind and visually impaired people move confidently through their environment. It works for both planned routes and spontaneous walks, helping users avoid obstacles and locate doors, elevators, and staircases. The most impressive part? Glide can see up to 15 meters ahead. That's about the length of a school bus. It responds to voice commands and runs for about 6 hours on a single charge, covering most daily activities. Currently in testing, Glide is expected to start shipping this fall. How might your life change if technology could extend your senses beyond their natural limits? Flashbot Arm Robot. Meet the robot assistant that looks like a tiny centaur and might soon be working at your local hospital or hotel. Flashbot Arm isn't just another robot. It's designed to be genuinely helpful in places that need an extra set of hands. This little helper understands voice commands, gestures, and even facial expressions. Its hands have 11 degrees of freedom, allowing them to perform complex tasks from calling elevators to delivering food packages or serving guests at tables. On a single charge, Flashbot Arm runs for up to 8 hours, a full workday, and at just 15 kilograms, about the weight of a 5-year-old child, it's compact enough to navigate tight spaces without requiring any furniture rearrangement. While there's no official release date yet, the potential applications are endless. Would you trust a robot assistant to bring you room service or help you at the hospital? Regent Craft's Viceroy electric sea glider. Remember when boats were slow and planes couldn't land on water? Regent Craft is erasing that distinction with their electric sea glider that's now successfully completed passenger model tests. The Viceroy carries 12 passengers plus 2 crew members and travels up to 300 kilometers on a single charge, about the distance from New York to Washington, D.C. With next-generation batteries, that range could extend to at least 740 kilometers, opening up even more possibilities. Here's the kicker. It cruises at 300 kilometers per hour. That's 3 times faster than a high-speed train and faster than many small aircraft. The market seems convinced this is the future. Regent Craft has secured pre-orders worth $9 billion and plans to open a factory next year. How would your travel plans change if you could zoom across water at airplane speeds with 0 emissions? BurgerBot automated fast food. In Silicon Valley, even burgers are getting a high-tech makeover. At a place called BurgerBot, robots create the perfect burger in just 27 seconds, about the time it takes to read this paragraph. Sure, at $18 each, these aren't your budget fast food burgers, but you're paying for more than just food. You're getting dinner and a show as robotic arms flip patties and assemble ingredients with surgical precision. Humans still work there, but instead of sweating over hot grills, they focus on what people do best, connecting with customers and creating a great dining experience. If BurgerBot succeeds, similar robot restaurants could spread throughout California and beyond. Industry reports suggest 89% of hospitality managers are already open to robot-assisted automation. Would you pay extra to have your meal prepared by a robot chef? Would it taste any different if you knew a machine made it? OnMed Care Station. Imagine walking into what looks like a phone booth, but instead of making a call, you're getting a complete medical checkup. That's OnMed's Care Station, a compact kiosk that functions as a full-fledged clinic. When you step inside, a doctor connects with you through a massive 65-inch screen. They can check your weight, temperature, blood pressure, and other vital signs remotely. If needed, they might ask you to place a stethoscope on your chest or use a high-definition camera to examine something like a skin rash. In most cases, the doctor gets enough information to diagnose your condition and prescribe medication on the spot. For serious cases, they can refer you to a specialist. These care stations can be installed practically anywhere, from emergency zones to shopping centers, making healthcare accessible in places it never was before. How would your healthcare routine change if you could get medical attention while shopping for groceries? Neurologics, a neuro magic mirror. Mirror, mirror on the wall, how's my blood pressure today? The Neuro Magic Mirror from Neurologics might not be the fairest of them all, but it's definitely the smartest. One quick glance into this mirror reveals surprising details about your health in just 30 seconds. Using patented transdermal optical imaging technology, it displays data on your blood pressure, skin condition, diabetes risk, and even potential signs of depression. And that's just scratching the surface. The mirror analyzes approximately 100 different health indicators without requiring you to input any personal information. It's like having a medical checkup while checking your hair. While it's unclear if the magic mirror will ever be commercially available, its technology represents a potential revolution in personal health monitoring. Would you want a mirror that sees beyond your reflection to the health concerns hidden underneath? Aura glove-controlled drone. Some toys are so cool that even Forbes takes notice. The Aura drone, controlled by a special glove, is bringing science fiction gestures to real-world flight control. Wave your hand and the drone performs a flip. Make a stop gesture and it hovers in place. No complex remote controls, no steep learning curve. Most people master it on their first try. While designed for kids 6 and up, plenty of adults are likely to borrow it from their children. Imagine multiple auras flying around. You've got yourself an action-packed drone race controlled by hand movements alone. The best part? A complete kit with both the glove controller and drone costs just $59, less than many standard remote-controlled toys. Would your kids spend more time outside if they could command flying machines with just their hands? Lyft X electric hydrofoil surfboard, surfing without waves, flying above water. The Lyft X electric hydrofoil surfboard makes both possible, creating the sensation of gliding effortlessly above the water's surface. At $17,000, it's definitely a luxury toy, but it delivers premium performance to match. The design ensures comfortable riding even against the wind, and the Lift Connect system makes assembly completely tool-free. No screws or wrenches needed. A single charge gives you 45 minutes of water flying time, and the battery recharges to 80% in just half an hour. It's currently the most compact and powerful battery in its class, fitting seamlessly into the board without any external cables. For water enthusiasts seeking the ultimate thrill, the Lyft X represents a whole new category of recreation. What would it feel like to fly above the water, free from the limitations of waves and wind? Overland AI Ultra autonomous platform. When the terrain gets tough and GPS fails, most vehicles are useless. Not the Ultra from Overland AI. This autonomous ground platform thrives where others can't even function. Designed with funding from the U.S. Department of Defense, Ultra can navigate through dense forests and volcanic ridges without any communication systems or GPS. It analyzes surroundings independently, adapting to changing terrain and completing complex missions like reconnaissance or evacuating wounded personnel. Its modular design allows for customization with drone attachments or logistics modules, depending on the mission. Powered by a 114 horsepower engine, it reaches speeds up to 56 kilometers per hour. When stealth is needed, the engine can shut down, allowing Ultra to operate on battery power alone for about 2 hours. What missions would become possible when we can send vehicles into areas too dangerous or remote for humans to navigate? If you're as fascinated by these innovations as we are, hit that subscribe button and smash the bell icon to stay updated on the latest breakthrough technologies. Share this video with someone who needs their mind blown today. Your support helps us continue bringing you glimpses of the future that's already here. Until next time, keep dreaming, because as we've seen, today's dreams become tomorrow's reality.